So in docs, I do find that we are lucky enough to have these docs days where we meet people and we learn about them. And when I had a few interactions with Danielle at docs days, I began to see that she was working in a space that I wanted to be working in as well. When I found out about the mentorship program, she came to my mind immediately that Danielle's someone that I would love to be able to make time to interact with. Again, we're busy. We're working and running in multiple directions all the time. So the mentorship program was a wonderful way for us to just put time on the calendar regularly. Um, it wasn't that I felt we needed to even have a plan for what we were going to do at that meeting. We schedule meetings and there's always goals and we're looking at, the work that we need to get done. But this was just about free thinking, creative time, and an opportunity for us to share not just our professional side, but also our, unique, somewhat personal side as well. But now, after a year, we're I think we're close now on both a friendship level and a professional level. We've got a lot now that we've learned about each other. I think it's important for people to know that when they decide to invest the time, because I think some people might not want to invest the time in a mentor-mentee relationship, that the time you invest might actually develop into something that you don't anticipate, something really worthwhile that you'll want to invest more time in. One of the wonderful things about Danielle that I learned during our meetings was that she is curious. She is curious about everything. So I would go into the meetings with all kinds of questions in my mind that I wanted to ask her, and somehow it would turn around and she'd be asking me questions. So I think that's how it became more of a peer-to-peer. She was asking me questions about how people learn and how we could gather data from that. And I'm trying to ask her questions about, okay, now we have this data. How do we represent it? What do we do? So again, it was really that we ended up just like our conversations were really just questions back and forth that we were asking each other. I mean, I would tell someone not to have any real goals going in. That, I think that, and it's funny because I'm an instructional designer and I'm all about goals, but I think that, you know, you you will learn about the person you work with, um, and the things you learn will maybe shift what your goals might be. So I guess I want to say you don't have to have a real targeted goal moving in. You could have 5 or 6 goals and be flexible and think, which way it's going to go after some of those initial informal conversations that happen. So not to be held back by thinking, I'm not directed enough, or I don't have, a real specific aim. I might have had that going in, but it became much more than that. So, if you do have the goals, be flexible. It's interesting to me how many different talents, skills, qualifications, I don't know, that people who are right, within our reach, they have a myriad of pursuits, and experiences that are not available to you unless you take that risk to join the program and learn about other people really, in depth, in a way that you wouldn't otherwise learn.